helpless Fatima and her 3 children were killed by IPOB for being a northerner. Maryam Shetty. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. I don't think this is exactly what happened though, sincerely. I keep saying anything going on in the southeast, I will keep beating it on replay. That these people, they should do the investigations before pointing accusing fingers. Sincerely, they should. The news in detail, please. The social media critic and activist Maryam Shetty has reacted to the viral reports of the killing of a pregnant woman named Fatima and her 3 children simply because she is a northerner. Maryam Shetty said, "Poor helpless Fatima and her 3 innocent killed mercilessly slain, and what was their defense? Being identified to be of northern extraction. The same tragedy befell a young promising Christian pilot from the north who was gruesomely murdered within the same week. At his offense, he looked like an Hausa man. This atrocious action is both deplorable and entirely criminal and must be collectively condemned by every right-thinking Nigerian." Maryam Shetty's post goes thus: "Enough. Poor helpless Fatima and her 3 innocent kills mercilessly slain, and what was the offense? Being identified to be of northern extraction. Same tragedy befell a young promising Christian pilot from the north who was gruesomely murdered within the same week. And his offense, he looked like an Hausa man. This atrocious action is both deplorable and entirely criminal and must be collectively condemned by every right-thinking Nigerian." The killings we are witnessing in every part of Nigeria today are not the foolishness of the Kanuri for forming, supporting and aiding Boko Haram. It is not the foolishness of the Northerners for engaging in and aiding mandatory. It is not the foolishness of the Niger Deltans for engaging and supporting militancy and making militants traditional rulers. It is not the foolishness of the Yorubas for supporting Igbo whole Yoruba nation madness and mayhem. It is not the ignorant foolishness of religious lunatics, killings and burning people for blasphemy. It is not the foolishness of the Igbos for supporting IPOB, ESN or non-gunmen. It is purely a failure of leadership at all levels, federal, state and local government areas in Nigeria. And so, no Nigerian in any part of Nigeria deserves to be killed by anyone simply because the majority of people from his or ethno-religious divide support killers, terrorists, bandits, and insane cannibals. Let me say this. This is actually very, very wrong. I am sorry it is going to sound like I am trying to be biased here, but trust me, I am not. In the east and the southeast, they kill people who are indigens and people who are non-indigens. In fact, the one that left my mouth hanging up, my jaw was in my mouth hanging agape was the beheading of one of their own. So when people come and say they're killed because of this, I no longer know who to believe. Sincerely. They beheaded that young man, a man that was kidnapped, and they were on top of a situation to rescue him. Before you know it, Viola, his head was on the floor. It is so, and he is one of their own. I don't think these people kill specifically wanting to say, "Now this person now won't kill." I don't think, sincerely. What I will blame is really what the right also did. This is a failure of leadership at all levels. If we have good leadership, this would not have gotten to this point. We have leaders who really care about Nigeria and Nigerians. Do you know that even the crisis in the southeast would not have turned this sour if we had someone who, or people at constituent level at local level, at state level, and at national level, who will step up and say, no, let us do the part of dialogue before Sansan go too much for Gary, as it don't be like this now. Do you know that before now, this thing would have been solved? Because the government, for any killing that happens sincerely, I always think, not that I always think, I know it is the government. Especially when it has to go to do with the South, is because people have suggested. A lot of people have pleaded. They have rolled on the floor and say, Babao, please, toe the path of dialogue. I used to think, oh, it is the indigenous people of Biafra that are the ones to, people used to say, oh, it is the indigenous people of Biafra that are the ones now to try their hands forth for dialogue. And me, myself, I was saying, no, it's the government that will call those people. They're not going to go and stand in front of the government and say, you must talk to us now. It's not done. For crying out, these people, when they take their protest to the street, they are being slain. That is it. If these people take their agitation to the street and say, we no go agree you, this way they do no good, the police will come. Before you know it, dead bodies everywhere. People will be killed. They started using sit at home. Then, the devil incarnate converted that sit at home that they refer to as civil disobedience and started entering into one of them, one after the other. People are being killed. This one is not even, the Southeasterners are not in support of this. So if you support this thing, then your hair they turn. Sincerely, you're not alright. There is no single human being that should support killing of another. You cannot even give life. Even if you can give, must you take? Is it yours to take? It is not the foolishness of the Yorubas for supporting Iboho's Yorubas nation madness and mayhem. It is certainly not the ignorant foolishness of religious lunatic killing and burning people for blasphemy. It is not the foolishness of the Igbos for supporting IPOB or non-government. Okay, this person is just repeating. And another thing is, whether you like it or not, you see these days, I want to tell you, there is this hatred. As a human being, we react to news. The northerner that hears of this killing will not be happy. Sincerely, it takes the grace of God to be good in this period, especially when you hear. It's just like your neighbor in the house. Maybe he's an Hausa man and you are somebody from the South. You start having this feeling of, this man safe, this man go wicked. Not being people, they commit all these atrocities against our people. That kind of spirit, the entire person. It takes a whole lot of humanity, of kindness to be kind, of strength to be kind. So please, this kind of news is disheartening and heartbreaking. Our heart goes out to people who lost their life, because I tell you, Fatima and her children are not the only ones that died. Even indigents were killed on that particular day. I send our condolences to them and hope that peace will come back to the region. Okay, on this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.